Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The shadow knows.
Blue Coal presents The Shadow, a man of mystery who strikes terror in the very souls of sharpsters, lawbreakers, and criminals. All signs point to a severe winter. Be prepared. If you want to be sure of even, dependable, healthful heat in any kind of weather, insist on blue coal. America's finest anthracite, mined from the fields of northern Pennsylvania. The coal that is colored a harmless blue at the mines for your protection.
The Shadow, Lamont Cranston, a man of wealth, a student of science, and a master of other people's minds, devotes his life to righting wrongs, protecting the innocent, and punishing the guilty. Using advanced methods that may ultimately become available to all law enforcement agencies, Cranston is known to the underworld as the Shadow, never seen, only heard, as haunting to superstitious minds, as a ghost, as inevitable as a guilty conscience. The Shadow's true identity is known only to his constant friend and aide, Margot Lane. Today's story, The Death House Rescue. All right, Margot, why don't you sit down? I told Abdul to serve our coffee here in the library unless you'd rather go out on the terrace.
No, I prefer it here.
Then let me see you smile. That frown is most unbecoming.
Lamont, give it up.
Give what up, my dear? Drinking coffee?
I'm serious, Lamont Cranston. When I foolishly let you know that... Do you remember what you said? It will be exactly 5 years next week.
But there's still so much to do, Margot.
Then let somebody else do it. Don't you realize that you can't keep on like this forever? Someone's certain to identify you, and when that someone does, someone else is certain to kill you.
Perhaps. But until then, darling, stop frowning.
I don't necessarily mean to give up your work, Lamont, but this other... Let the Shadow just disappear and come out openly. Join the organized forces of law and police.
Won't you realize, Margot, that my entire usefulness to the organized forces of law and police lies in my remaining outside those forces, in remaining always the Shadow? Would they approve of my methods? Would they believe in my science?
You would make them believe. You could make them approve.
And in so doing, so reveal my secrets, my knowledge. Reveal them, and eventually let them fall into the hands of organized crime. No, Margot, no one must ever know. No one but you. Why do you think I've devoted countless hours to investigating electrical and chemical phenomena? Why do you think I went to India, to Egypt, to China? Why do you think I studied in London, Paris, and Vienna, except to learn the old mysteries that modern science has not yet rediscovered? The natural magic modern psychology is beginning to understand, and, well, magic that wouldn't seem so natural. I studied and learned for a purpose, my dear.
All right, Lamont, I realize all that. But now the entire underworld has but one objective, to erase the Shadow. And to me, that means...
Until they know what the Shadow is and who he is, what can they do? Stop and think, how many criminals are either dead or imprisoned because of our activities? Why, even now, tonight, as we sit quietly here, somewhere, an innocent human being may be in desperate trouble. Somewhere, perhaps, there is a problem that can never be solved, except by the Shadow.
What did the doctor say, Grace?
It was good news and bad news, too. I'm afraid, dear. He said the baby could be perfectly well again within a year.
Thank God for that. The poor kid's had a tough time. What else?
This part isn't so good, Paul. She'll need lots of treatments, Paul. Treatments cost money.
I know. We'll have to manage somehow. You didn't do a very good job marrying me, dear.
Oh, darling.
If I could only get a job. I've got my health and I've got brains, but no one wants to hire me.
You'll find a job, Paul. Just keep trying.
We're just about down to rock bottom. I've raised every cent I can on the house and car, and there isn't anything left.
You and I are still left, Paul, and we've got to take care of Sally. She's our daughter, Paul, and she's got to have her chance.
And she's gonna have it somehow. Tomorrow, I'll start out and take anything I can get.
Perhaps tomorrow things will break for us.
Yes, if only they don't break the wrong way. Excuse me, but are you the boss here?
That's right. I own this restaurant.
I'm looking for a job.
Nothing doing, buddy.
I'll do anything. Wait on tables, wash dishes, anything at all.
I don't need any more help.
But how about delivering things? I've got a car.
Sorry. Told you, I don't need deliveries. I don't need nothing. Oh well.
I see. All right. Thanks.
Hey, you bud.
What? You calling to me?
Yeah, sit down.
What can I do for you?
My name is Lefty and this is my partner Red.
Nice to meet you both.
We overheard you talking to the restaurant owner just now. We need a car, and we need someone to drive it for us. You understand?
Well, I've got a car.
Is it a good car? Has it got speed?
Sure.
It's set then. You start work tomorrow.
Where should I pick you up?
In front of the bank, 9 a.m. We gotta go there first to cash a check.
Say, don't you see that sign there, mister? No parking.
I'm not parking, officer. I'm waiting for a couple of men. I'm working for them.
Oh. Hey, what's going on there? Stop right there in the name of the law.
Nothing doing, cop. Take that!
What's going on here?
We're robbing a bank, dummy. Now start driving. You should have never killed that cop, Red.
It's too late to cry about that now.
Let me get out of this. Take the car and let me go. The cops will think that I'm in on this with you.
That's just what we're counting on. Pull over at the next corner.
So long, sucker.
Here's a little cash for your trouble, and the gun you used to kill that cop.
No.
Bring the suspect over here to be booked.
But I swear to you, officer, I'm innocent.
Stolen cash and a murder weapon on the front seat of your car? And you call yourself innocent? Ha! It'll take a lot more than you're saying so to keep you from the electric chair.
Order in the court. Paul Gordon, the jury have found you guilty. I direct that you be taken from here to the place whence you came, and be put to death. And may God have mercy on your soul.
Somebody's gotta help me. I'm innocent.
Who laughed? How dare you disrupt this courtroom?
The laughter came from that corner, Judge. But there is no one in that corner.
Go to sleep, dear. Mother will be right here in the next room. I'm so worried. What am I going to do now? Yes, what can I do for you?
Take this, Mrs. Gordon.
What is it?
$1,000, cash.
From whom?
A friend who is going to fight for your husband.
So there's still hope for Paul, then?
The man who sent you this never fails.
Well, Lefty, tonight the fall guy goes to the chair.
That's what he gets for being a sucker.
Yeah, there's not a clue that even points our way.
Not even a print. We had gloves on the whole time.
You had yours off for a minute when you were sitting next to him.
Yeah, but I didn't touch the wheel.
Then we ain't left a clue.
You think so?
Who said that?
I did. Don't bother looking for me. You can't see me. I'm here in the room, in the shadows.
Well, what do you want?
You've pinned your crime on an innocent man. He shall not be punished, but you will.
I don't know who you are or where you are, but you're bluffing anyway. You got no evidence. We didn't leave a clue.
You did leave a clue that will send you to the chair. Keep thinking about it. Keep thinking about the clue that you forgot.
Hello?
Margot,
Yes, Lamont.
did you deliver that money to Mrs. Gordon as I instructed?
Yes, I did, Lamont.
Good. Gordon is sentenced to die in the electric chair tonight unless the governor calls a stay of execution. I'm going to see Paul now in the death house as the shadow. We can still save him, Margot. Stand by for orders.
In a few moments we will return to the shadow, but before we do, let me stress this one fact. For home heating, anthracite is best, and America's finest anthracite is blue coal. Anthracite is the healthful fuel. It gives steady, uniform heat that helps prevent colds and cuts down doctor's bills. For with anthracite there is no quick chilling of the house, such as you get with the fuels of the on and off type, or with quick-burning fuels that flare up and burn out. Bear in mind that heating plants in this part of the country were especially designed to burn anthracite. So before that cold snap catches you unaware, call your local blue coal dealer. You'll find his name listed under the Where to Buy It section of your classified directory under the words Blue Coal. Call him tomorrow and order a supply of America's finest anthracite.
Warden, is there any news from the governor?
Oh, Paul, I am so sorry, Paul. The governor has refused to take any action. The execution is scheduled to commence at 11 o'clock.
What time is now?
Almost 9. You may want to think about getting ready, Paul.
Somebody's gotta help me. I'm innocent.
I'm sorry, Paul. I'll be back if anything changes. Goodbye for now.
You're leaving me here alone in the death house. An innocent man about to face the electric chair in only a couple of hours.
Paul Gordon, listen to me.
Where are you? Can't see you.
That doesn't matter, Paul. I'm here to help you.
Then you know I'm innocent. Thank God. Get me out of here, Shadow.
First, we must prove your innocence, Paul.
But how do we do that now with so little time?
No crime is perfect. There's always a loose end somewhere. The only reason that all crimes aren't solved is because there's some one fact that someone knows about but doesn't tell. And sometimes they don't tell because they don't realize that they know the answer.
I told everything I know. I told everything I know in court, but they wouldn't believe me.
Because you couldn't prove what you said. But now we're going after the proof, you and I. I'm going to think with your mind. Don't try to understand. I want you to concentrate, Gordon. Fix your mind on everything that happened that day. Make mental pictures, and I'll see what you see.
Okay, I'll try.
Paul, stop thinking about your wife and baby. We haven't much time.
Sorry.
Focus on a stream of images of the events that morning before you were arrested, and I'll be able to see them.
Like television.
Or mind reading.
Alright, Shadow, I'm concentrating.
Good. I can see the images in your mind. I see Lefty sitting in the front seat next to you. He's taken off a glove to scratch his nose as you speed off from the bank. Red is in the back seat. Now Lefty reaches up with a gloveless hand to adjust the rear-view mirror. That's it! Paul Gordon, I can save you!
Red, you're a fool for coming in here again. This is the place where we picked up that kid who's burned tonight in the chair. Why'd you want to come here for?
Why not? We're not guilty of anything. That sucker took the rap.
But the shadow.
The shadow, nothing. That spook was only bluffing. Trying to make us paranoid.
Phone call for Lefty!
Who'll be calling me here?
Guess you better find out.
Hello? The shadow. What do you want?
Justice for Paul Gordon, Lefty. I know about the fingerprint you left in the rearview mirror of the car.
No, there was no fingerprint. I had gloves on.
You took one glove off to scratch your nose, Lefty. And before you put it back on, you left a fingerprint on the rearview mirror. If the police find that fingerprint, you'll burn, Lefty. You'll burn.
Come on, Red, we gotta get out of here.
What's the rush? Who was on the phone?
The shadow, and he knows.
Knows what?
I left a fingerprint on the rear view mirror when I took my glove off that day. The shadow's gonna tell the cops.
Well, what do we do?
We get over to Paul Gordon's garage right now and wipe off that fingerprint before it's too late. If I burn, Red, you burn too.
Weston here.
Commissioner Weston, you must send some men over to the home of Paul Gordon right now. The real criminals in that bank shooting are going there to destroy evidence that would convict them and prove Paul Gordon's innocence. You must hurry, Commissioner. Gordon is sentenced to die at 11.
This is a serious business, lady. You'd better not be a prank caller. You could get yourself in a lot of trouble playing bad jokes like that.
I'm deadly serious, Commissioner. Send those men now. You've less than an hour to save Paul Gordon's life.
My men will be there in a matter of minutes, I guarantee it.
Come on, Red, get that car door open. We ain't got much time here.
I'm working on it. Settle down. Lucky for us, that garage door was unlocked.
Yeah, well, maybe I better lock it so the shadow or the cops can't get in here.
The shadow?
And the cops are coming too.
Give it up, both of you. You don't stand a chance now.
Maybe the cops will get us, but I'll shoot you first.
You can't shoot what you can't see.
But I can try.
All right, you two degenerates. Drop your weapons and put your hands up.
Where are you, Shadow? You promised you'd help me. In 5 minutes, they're taking me to the electric chair.
Paul, I've got good news for you.
What is it, Warden?
The governor just called. Apparently, 2 men were just nabbed trying to destroy evidence in your car. Your execution has been stayed for now, Paul. The governor has saved you.
No, it wasn't the governor that saved me. It was somebody else. I never really saw him. He was only a shadow.
Before this adventure with the shadow draws to a close, John Barclay, Blue Coal's heating expert, would like to say a few words. Mr. Barclay?
Good evening, friends. If you are interested in having a more comfortable home this winter, be sure to call your local Blue Coal dealer, for he's more than a fuel dealer. He's an authority on modern home heating. You see, for more than 6 years, I've trained servicemen for these Blue Coal dealers. These men, known as John Barclay servicemen, have added thousands of families like yours to enjoy a greater degree of comfort and to save heating dollars, too. So don't waste another minute if you have heating concerns in your home. Call up a trained John Barclay serviceman at your local Blue Coal agency. You can find it in the Where to Buy It section of your classified telephone directory and start getting better, more efficient heat in your home. I thank you. Good night.
The story you have just heard is copyrighted by the Shadow magazine. Real names are never used in these Shadow stories.
The weed of crime bears bitter fruit. Crime does not pay. The shadow knows. This has been a reenactment of the very first episode of The Shadow, broadcast September 26, 1937. The script was written by Edward Hale Bierstadt with assistance from Walter B. Gibson. There have been some updates made by Bud Ray Productions. This recording was made in February and March of 2016. This production featured Bud Ray, Grace Kale, Harrison Crane, Nick Petoletti, Corey Davis, Marcus B. Zania, Cheryl Hager, and Manfred Ismar. The Shadow and all of its characters are owned by